This was the scene at the Amway refinery minutes after the 1 a.m. explosion, local residents first thinking it had been caused by an earthquake. Balls of fire turned the night sky orange over the oil complex in Venezuela's northwestern Falcón state. Authorities said a gas leak produced a cloud that ignited and set off fires in at least 2 refinery tanks.
The explosion caused severe damage to a unit of the National Guard, which provides security for the refinery. The base also houses a military residential infrastructure that was very much affected, as well as the tank areas.
Several of the dead were members of the military, as well as local civilians, including a 10-year-old boy. By daylight, the fires were contained, and troops were out inspecting the damage.
At this moment, the situation is under control. There are clouds of smoke, and we're going to examine the situation with technical teams.
The energy minister said that while fuel had been cut off, the refinery complex would be back in operation in the next 2 days. He assured the public that domestic supplies of petrol would not be affected. But the explosion again highlighted Venezuela's precarious energy situation. While the government of President Hugo Chavez claims the country has the world's largest oil reserves, its refineries are so run down that Venezuela must import refined gasoline from the U.S., not just for internal consumption, but to fulfill all its export commitments. Critics blame the shortages on corruption and mismanagement of the nationalized state petroleum company, PDVSA. Along the border with Colombia, where gasoline is smuggled out of Venezuela, motorists have protested government restrictions on fuel purchases, monitored by electronic chips in their vehicles. The refinery explosion comes just 6 weeks before Venezuelans go to the polls to decide whether Chavez will get another 6-year term as president. Tom Ackerman, Al Jazeera.